I want to ask you, when do you think, as a consequence of BBS and so many people heading down this path of radicalization for the elusive and purely fictitious mirage hope of a sudden reversal of governmental policy and societal context, because so many people are heading that direction, because there are so many content creators who are endorsing it, who love it, who laugh at the sickening jokes, and who think it's just absolutely splendid to head the direction of the villain, or one of the villain types. How long do you think it's going to be before there is another atrocity committed by some white guy who thinks he's got to do something? He's got to throw a tantrum, head out, but an adult tantrum with some sort of weapon to some place where there are going to be innocent white and non-white people, and murder those people. I'm going to go ahead, and if I have to be the voice for you all, for those of you who are going free and who would say these things as I would say them by myself, if I've got to be the voice for myself and for you all and be hated for it, then so be it. I mean, I'll ride that mule if that's what needs to happen. There are going to be murders because of this villainy. Innocent people are going to be murdered. We who are going free do not want any violence. We don't want anyone to get hurt. We aver that every act of violence committed supposedly for the benefit of Westernkind always redounds to enormous and immeasurable harm to our people, to our countries, to our morality, to our spirits, to our way of life. And I pray to God that the intelligence services gets these individuals before they commit their atrocities. Get to them and put them wherever they need to be put until they can recover from this idiocy. We don't want a single person harmed. Not a single person, not a single animal, not a person, not a structure. We don't want anything damaged or harmed. Nobody harmed. I cannot make that clearer. I pray to God the intelligence services, law enforcement, get to these psychos before they commit some sort of atrocity. Because whatever the pool was of people who were unstable already and who were imbibing that information, who were playing the villain of various types in the anti-white narrative, whatever size that pool was, is radically growing. They hate me because I say playing the villain is the wrong thing. It's only going to harm our people. You're only going to harm the innocent people that you go out to do something stupid. And then it redounds to enormous, enormous harm to us. And I will state again, anyone who goes out and commits an atrocity against innocent white and non-white people in the name of some villainous idea in the anti-white narrative is an enemy of Westernkind. And if that individual deserves life imprisonment, then let him have that and 500 more lives in prison. And if he deserves execution, execute him and reviving and execute him again. Why? Not just for the censorship that will follow, not just for the deplatforming, not just for the payment processors who will drop us, not just for the banks who will no longer work with us, not just for the hotels who will no longer allow us to stay in their locations, but for all of the lives of white brothers and sisters out there who will be destroyed by anti-whites, white and non-white, who are getting their revenge for the act. No mercy, not even no kindness, no sympathy, no empathy for somebody who goes out and commits an atrocity. Not only any of that, but no mercy. There have been, and when that next idiot goes out there, whenever it happens, because of the laudation of these ideas, the celebration of it, the expansion of it, one of these fools is going to end up out doing something disgusting, doing something horrific, because they're not able to hear our voice, for one thing. Not only do we get silenced, gagged, our tongues cut out by the anti-whites, but we're silenced by the white sympathetics who are working their tails off to make sure that nobody else in the white sympathetic spheres hears what we have to say. Who don't take what we're doing seriously. Who don't take all of the successes seriously. There will be gang rapes of white women. Thousands and thousands by anti-whites as revenge for such an act. There will be thousands and thousands of maimings and murders of our people, none of which are going to be reported as anti-white on white attacks. We all can say this now. And that, folks, is just the first level of the least amount of power of anti-whites. How much worse will it get? How about the white couple who has worked their tails off for their whole lives, and they finally have the house of their dreams to buy, and they're going to get that house, they just need to get that loan, and then the anti-white loan officer says, no dice, not getting the loan, and doesn't reveal that he or she is not granting the loan because of revenge for the atrocity committed. And now the white couple ends up in some lackluster, dangerous part of town, and who knows what becomes of them. All of that, all of those horrors, those incomprehensible scenarios, innumerable scenarios, and individual lives ruined, and all the lives of the friends and family who care about the people who have had these things happen to them, all ruined because of some villain in the anti-white narrative who goes out and commits an atrocity because there are other villains out there who are content creators, organizational leaders, and the like, who are so elated about going down this path. A total rejection of everything that we're doing. And not only that, but making as great efforts to silence us and to prevent our voices from reaching our people as the anti-whites make. They are all to blame when that happens. And I promise you, it will happen. It happens every time. So I want you to take in your mind, when you see these people playing the villain, or you're thinking about yourself playing the villain, I want you to take that hourglass and you turn it upside down. And you see that sand dropping inside the hourglass. Each grain representing a life or a family or a community destroyed by what happens when the final grains drop through and the atrocity is committed.